On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaaloani, where the sun guides in the Shetonatam. A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants. But sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered. Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona's supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame. It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel, each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition.
Shaaloani.
My home, Shaaloani, lies past Shaaloani. It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier. As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
Short on Ronek? Right, so. If one suffice, I have a creature ready and waiting. But if you need two, then you'll have to wait. The Ronek has been acting strangely of late, more easily spooked, and otherwise disagreeable. Picking out the few fit for rentings proving bothersome work. Oh, the eyes. They are usually so docile, and the ones I saw earlier didn't appear to be unhealthy either. But much has changed since I last was here. Not the best start to our journey. I have a mount. Still, the train station isn't far. Seeing as we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. About that, sir. As well-traveled as you look, it's not only the Ronek that have been giving us trouble. Other wildlife has shown signs of aggression, too. A merchant should be returning soon with one of our beasts. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Ronek for a safer trip. Your offer is most appreciated, but I don't think my friend here is particularly concerned about the wildlife. Actually, I may be a little concerned. But the Ronek, Erenville? The Ronek! Whatever gets us where we're going faster. The Ronek! If this is your first time in Shaaloani, I can understand your enthusiasm. It would be a shame not to ride at least once while you're here. A fair point. If we're to give you the authentic Shaaloani experience, I suppose it's worth the wait. Right. Change of plans. There is a small tomb nearby. We can pass the time there while waiting. Take it you're heading to Husatowi then. I'll have a man bring the Ronek over there. Just mind yourself around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? Naming every town, post, and city in this expansion is an adventure in itself. But if you compare this desert to Thanalan, the visual difference is striking. Last time I was here, I was little more than a camp with a shop or three.
Well, well. It's become a proper town.
Hey! Now hold on a minute.
Some sort of trouble.
I was gonna ask where was everyone?
Talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength. For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum. You release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
An American accent. In 14.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the deputy chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
I'd heard the peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat? Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaaloani, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
Fine! If that's how it's gonna be.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Is that?
Yes.
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What?
Hey! What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
Wahute! You sack of Ronek shit! This ain't over! You hear me?
Ronek. Okay. Wihute.
You want to tell me what that was about?
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
Yes, you do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
Estinian.
I wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd.
What are you doing here?
Talk is rife there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
Aye, the contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Shaaloani, I offered to show our friends some of Tural. What brings you north?
Nothing in particular. Just seeing what there is to see.
Going wherever the wind blows, eh? How very like you.
Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future. But for now, I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
And he just goes away.
But we don't serve Sabotender here.
No sooner do we set out than we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Dustwatch has their work cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. The peoples of Shaaloani rarely saw eye to eye, and for better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Dustwatch was likely established by supporters of Guana, preferring peace be enforced through the formal rule of law. A reasonable stance, all things considered. If things ever got out of hand, the Landsguard would be forced to step in. What freedom they have now would be lost on the Soral Jazz Authority. All of which is to say that, unless a lengthy stay in a jailhouse appeals to you, be mindful how you handle your arms in town. I should like to think the stableman has arrived with a Ronic by now. I'll go on ahead to check. If you still want to have a look around, then be my guest. Come and find us when you have had your fill. Now that I think on it, this is the first time I've traveled with only a single companion. It makes for fewer complications. The friend, I take it? Sorry to have kept you both waiting. Unruly wildlife's not the only source of recent distress, I'm afraid. Also being a rise in robberies targeting merchants. As a result, we've got a lengthy list of folks wanting to use our Ronic. Which is why I have to ask you to stop at Sheshenewezi Springs. That's fine, of course, but why haven't the Dustwatch dealt with this banditry? Kamaka and his fellows are doing what they can, but they reckon the bandits are operating as a gang. Rounding them all up is easier said than done. If you have anything of value, you'll want to take care. Thank you for the warning. We'll be sure to stay vigilant. Right then, if you're ready to set off, I'll see you on your way. Ready? Then saddle up. Your friend seems to know the way, so I won't bother giving you directions. Yes. Wait, oh, it's automatic, okay. Oh, okay. This is your first time, so let's take it slow. Take care not to let it toss you. I continue to be struck by how much Shaaloani has changed. The town that we just visited wasn't even here several years ago. With few reliable opportunities to replenish water supplies, travelers turned to Nopali tenders. Not just for the water if there's in their stems, mind, the fruits are also said to be both nutritious and delicious. See that hole there? Some might hope to find water there, but it's brimming with ceruleum. The eruption of flames from within make for a spectacle, inspiring cautionary tales of people who wandered too close. The Walaki, meanwhile, show great reverence to ceruleum and its blue flames. But that is a discussion for another time. We're here. A good thing for this Ronic. No sooner does we dismount that the next passengers are already on their way. They really are short on Ronick. Now then. This is Sheshenewezi Springs. Perhaps the busiest town here in Shaaloani. People travel here from all over hoping to find their fortune. The change come to Husatawi was surprising enough, but this is no less impressive. They have achieved a great deal in the 3 years I have been away. The station is on the eastern side of town, but there should still be time before the next train departs. If you don't mind, I would like to pay a visit to an old friend of my mentor. Iyate is her name, and if she learned that I passed through without saying a word, she'll never let me hear the end of it. She set out from our village some 10 years ago, hoping to earn coin as she traveled about Tural. I can but assume she too came here seeking greater opportunities. In any case, let us see if we can find her. Her blue hair should make her easy to spot. If Erenville is a native of Shaaloani, why isn't his accent American like everyone else? Yes, I'm Iyate. Who might you be? She's my friend. Could it be? Goodness, it is. Erenville, yes. Why? A man grown. You were such a darling little thing as a child. You know, it's only been 3 years since last we spoke. Really? Only 3? I suppose it all starts to get hazy after a while, living as long as we do. Well, this is Iyate. She's now my mentor since they were children. Nice to meet you. Never thought I would see the day when you travel with company. You really have grown now. You really have grown, Eleneshpia. Why doesn't he like his name? Why does he try to hide that his name is Eleneshpia? Elene what now? Is that what they call you here? All right. I was born Eleneshpia. I adopted a new name when I became a gleaner. One that adheres to Eastern Viera conventions so as to avoid drawing attention. Given that this is a homecoming, it was only a matter of time before you found out. Nevertheless, I would appreciate it if you would continue using my chosen name, Eleneshpia. A homecoming? You know, I've been thinking of paying the old stamping grounds a visit myself. It would be good to see Kasiwa again. She's the finest archer I know. Eleneshpia's mother and mentor. Every time I dropped by, she would treat us to a veritable feast prepared with fresh game she had hunted herself. You are impressive with the bow too, Iyate. Even a mount as a Setona. Oh, I couldn't compare to Kasiwa, but her skill at arms pales in comparison to her knowledge of nature. That's what earned her a place among Gulul Jaja's traveling companions, after all. She was always the inquisitive sort, but her journey across Tural lit a fire in her. Even after Eleneshpia was born, she often left him in my care so that she could embark on another expedition in search of the unknown. Oh, how you would cry and beg her to take you along. It must have been hard on you. Iyate, please. What? We're all friends here, aren't we? No matter how many times he asked, the answer was always the same. You can come when you prove you're a true explorer. Thus did she task me with finding the Golden City, despite my best efforts. All paths led nowhere. I assumed it was but a dreamer's fancy, a ploy to goad me into experiencing the wider world. But it was real, and we found it. You found it? As part of the rite of succession, I assumed everyone had heard. That's amazing. Oh, she'll be thrilled. And eager to bombard me with questions, no doubt. Well, we should be on our way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Gave my best to Kasiwa. Help! I need help! Ooh. What's that about? We'll investigate. Please wait here. Hey, wait for me. I'm the hero. No doubt these are the infamous local bandits. Please, you have to help. I have been robbed. It's Namika, Wuk Lamat's nursemaid. Erenville, Saga site. Come any closer and we'll slit her throat from ear to ear. If you so much as nick her skin, you won't live to regret it. Oh yeah? Hold on, did he say this is Wuk Lamat's nursemaid? Maybe this ain't such a good idea. Take the goods to the boss, we'll deal with this. Please, you have to give it back. Like, running... That's not the best idea, okay. I'm going after Namika. This lot I leave to you. Okay, guys. Cocky bastard. I'll hang him by the ears and feed the old woman to the dogs. We can deal with them later. First, we need to put this one in the dirt. Oh. He doesn't know who I am. Oh. I'm gonna try to sleep them, but it seems they wisened up to black mages sleeping every... Yeah, they fully resisted. Okay. Yep. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you. The bandit managed to get away, but I have an idea of where they're headed. You said they stole something from you. A bracelet. It was a parting gift from Wuk Lamat. I see. Clothes as you to wear, I can only imagine how much it meant to you. But what brings you all this way? With the rites of succession ended, and Wuk Lamat crowned the next Dawn servant, she is ready to stand on her own. I told her as much, and of my plans to return home to Shaaloani. She gave me the bracelet that I might always remember our time together. It filled me with such joy. I wanted everyone to know, everyone to see this wonderful gift given to me by the vow of resolve. And now it's gone. I would have let them take every coin to my name if only they had left me that bracelet. I would ask what you intend to do, but I know that look. We're getting that bracelet back. I'll knock them senseless, is what Wuk Lamat would want. We're getting the bracelet back. Please, you mustn't put yourself in harm's way for my sake. I can assure you, no harm will come to us. Sagasite will make certain of that. I understand your methods can be brutal, but it would be wise to show some restraint, lest you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Perhaps I should come as well, to be sure all proceeds as it should. I don't know what to say. I can see why Wuk Lamat puts so much faith in you both. Before anything else, let's see her back to Sheshenewezi Springs. She'll be safer in town, and with the Yate there to keep an eye on her, we should have nothing to worry about. Thank you, both of you. Erenville told me what happened, and you needn't worry about Namika. If those bandits should find us, I'll keep up a fuss and see them driven off. That bracelet meant everything to her, and those bastards wouldn't care even if they knew. Makes me sick. But at least she's safe, and I know you'll set things right. Alright, let's go and recover that bracelet. While I have nothing but contempt for these bandits, as this involves a kid from Wuk Lamat, we must be mindful how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namika would find joy in the return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. If it comes to violence, I ask that you stop short of killing them. The rest, we can leave to the Dust Watch. Well now, that makes me think you're strong. Really strong. Are you? I may have saved the star on one occasion. No more than any other adventurer. I may have saved the star on one occasion. You saved the star? That's a bold claim to make, but if true, that certainly speaks of your strength. If your curiosity has been sated, then please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Let's see. Well, of late there's been talk about some unsavory types coming and going from... Tunatenyawi to the southwest. Is that the old mining town that was abandoned? That's the one. Now that ceruleum extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking at the dried up veins there. Sounds like a perfect lair for bandits. Not to mention that the one with the bracelet fled in that direction. So you will investigate in that place? I can let the Dust Watch know if you like. No, not yet. It would be best if we went alone. There is something I would like to ascertain, if you have no objections. Right then, let's be off. It seems the bandits have claimed this place for themselves. The clothing. They have made no attempt to conceal their presence. How can the Dust Watch not have noticed by now? A question for another time. First, we must find the bracelet. I don't see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings. Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. If you will go and have a look about, I'll keep watch for trouble. It's likely that the Dust Watch is in on it. As you lean in to listen, you begin to pick out voices in the muffled chatter. Do you know where we'll be without him? Probably shoveling sand, praying we would strike it rich. Ain't that the truth? Only an idiot would work the mines with easier money to be had. Not when we've got a boss who can keep the Dustwatch off our backs, huh? Hey, watch what you say. The wind's got a way of carrying secrets to the wrong ears. Maybe so, but who would ever believe one of them sated souls was running our crew? Told ya. That drunk who brought your story about the gold-sheeting alpaca? Am I right? Let me out of here, you bastard, Sakoa. Shut your mouth, you sniveling little brat. Make me. I'll get you all back for framing my friends. The Vulture, most of all. You tell him he can eat shit. Heh, how about we give you the chance to tell him yourself? We'll see how tough you are then. So the Vulture is the leader of the clan, and it's likely that cocky policeman from the town. I have brought back a prize you're gonna love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? Bet it was made by a famous artisan. You idiots, how are we supposed to move something like this without attracting attention? Boss, please, I'm sorry. I reckon we could find a sailor who won't ask questions. Sell it for a song. Here, your reward. And don't bring me this kind of grief again. I won't, boss. Thank you. Finished, are you? Let's retreat for now. So, were you able to learn anything? Their leader is a man of the Dustwatch. That would explain why these bandits have been able to do as they please. And you say they gave the bracelet to him. It seems we have our work cut out for us. Did you hear anything else of note? Sakoa? That's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it? You say they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture. Their leader's alias, no doubt. Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless. Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rush of robberies in Husatawi, but we also know that he has the bracelet. Retrieving it without bloodshed will prove difficult, though. If he's that quick to point a gun at his own underlings, we need to get him alone. I'll storm the hideout. I can take them. You are right. If we confront him with his henchmen around, a violent outcome is all but guaranteed. I might have a plan. There is a small settlement to the southeast of here. Luatenin Yawosa. Meet me there and I'll explain everything. I feel for every streamer who's trying to read all of this on the first go. If we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflict, I won't be done barging in through the front door. We'll have to lure him out. To do that, we'll avail ourselves of the Yeheheseya, dragon-like creatures that live to the south of here. And how are we going to? It's their breeding season, you see, and the males will flock to the scent of a femeling heat. With a few ingredients and a sample of their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles their scent when burned. We can lure the Yeheseya into the bandits' hideout, flushing out the Vulture and his gang. Then, while they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelet. I'm afraid I must ask that you collect the excrement. While you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. Yeah, of course. And before you say anything, I do not ask this because of any aversion to feces. It would simply be easier for me to find the specific species of wild plants we require. Here, take these 3 pouches, see them filled, and I will handle the rest. You find a pile of Yeheseya droppings, and gingerly scoop them into your pouch. Finished already, are we? A small hemp sack full to bursting with leavings, though you pray to the 12 it doesn't actually burst. Excellent. This will do nicely. All that is left is to mix the feces with tumblecloth fibers, dried nopali tender root, and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's get back to Tunat and Yahweh. Everything is ready. Time to set our plan in motion. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now's our chance. I will keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire near the middle of town. The Yehiseya will come soon after. Yehiseya. What's that smell? Ah, that reeks. What did you put in the fire? Wasn't me, I swear. Did something die? Someone would explain that ungodly stench to me. And there's the bracelet. He's the boss. Boss? Over there? Huh? What in the world? Ah! Run for your lives! So the smoke's what threw them here. I swear when I found out who did this. I would say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in here in case you have forgotten. Sit tight. We'll be back for you. What? You gotta get me out of here now. They're gonna kill me. I'm begging you, please. Shh. They'll hear you. Too late. Shit. Who was that? It's running away. Hey, are you gonna help me or what? I should follow the bad guy and you, Erenville, should rescue this idiot. The bracelet must wait. Let's break him out and withdraw for now. Ah, come on. I follow the guy, I can kill him. All that effort and not to show for it. Sorry about that, but damn, I didn't think anyone would have the balls to take on the Vulture. No need to apologize. We were planning to save you. Eventually. Really? And I don't even know who you are. You secret admirers of mine or something? No. I'm just having fun with you. But I do appreciate the help. This man they call the Vulture. I have seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? The one and the same. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as deputy chief of the Dustwatch. That would explain why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I can do after you bailed me out back there. I have an idea where he's hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there now too. We can go together. I've got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so, those bandits at Tonatenyawi? They're called the Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded that group. But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks who needed help to even the odds. Echo! That's why I have it. That was 3 years ago, and whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. With a duel. I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses in a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. And we made damn sure they did every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how they could make a fortune easily, that was when he really won them over. Now the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on the people it was created to protect. I talked it over with my friends, Quicana and Liwine. We all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. And he accepted. I still remember how he gloated that he would win. But when the day came, he showed up with the Dustwatch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. As if that wasn't enough, he set their bill at a price no one could ever hope to pay. With them locked away, there was no one left to help me. None of my old friends from the Daybreakers, and certainly not the Dustwatch. Okay. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town? I was, until that guy with the spear stopped me. No sooner had I stepped out of town than the Vulture's minions caught me to a surprise. They took me prisoner then, and well, you know the rest. You said the Dustwatch would be of no help. Are they all working for the Vulture then? Not the cat guy. No, not all of them. The sheriff, Kamaka, he's as honest as they come. Staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting and doesn't suspect a thing. If it were my word against the deputy chiefs, who do you think they would believe? But, like, we? Well, if he knows where this Vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namika's bracelet. What do you think? For what it's worth, I have a plan, but I can't do it alone. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at Sheshenewezi Springs. Okay. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Ah. Well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels, where no one would think of Luke. To Luke. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tural, where they're sold off. You said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he would trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. Now, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after Husatawi, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Oh, well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The Vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. What evidence? First, we need to lure him away from here. Over to Husatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. And using that, we'll expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Ihut is carrying the bracelet. But regardless, there'll be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try. And that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that will be the end of the Vulture. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? I say let Sekowa have his duel. We can trust in the old laws. As long as we get the bracelet back, we can trust in the old laws. I don't look so convinced. Not even he can ignore our traditions. Once he loses, I'll have him confess to his crimes. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was seen in Tonaten Yahweh, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Oh, I wanted to search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the Vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You'll want to buy your friend as much time as possible. Make your way to Husatawi. Once we've got the Vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. Did you say you were likely that Shetona's doing? What's this angle? And then there's the brat. It's past time I deal with them. What's this? Huh, an unfamiliar face in these parts. Have you needed the dust watch, miss? What? Sakawa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him. I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. You have my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? This is the place? I don't see him. Just a little further. I see. Very well, lead on. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Best be wary of the beasts in these parts. They may prefer to snack on ceruleum, but for you I reckon they would make an exception. Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. Sorry, I'm still learning my way around. This some sort of joke? Of all the... Let's keep moving. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. I left him tied up around a big rock. Must have been a different rock. Ah, now I remember. My patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. If he isn't at the next place we've stopped, I may be forced to do something you and I both dearly regret. I don't see him anywhere. Where is Akoa? Tell me where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. Confound it, he must have escaped. Goodness me, where could he have gone? Goodness me. That's it. I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you. Hey, Wahute, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you.
Wahute! Finally caught up to me, I see.
I don't know how cowboy voices, but I had fun. I had fun.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry! jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Sheshenewezi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tural. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Wuk Lamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
You would have to arrest yourself. Ah, come off it. I saw you with the bracelet.
What's the meaning of this, Wuhute?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
People is cheering. Okay, duel.
Wuhute, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Much violence.
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zekawa! Give them what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Oh, you little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
That was fun.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
He sounds older than the voice I made for
drew
him.
your gun within town limits. But Wihute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Shut up.
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zekuwa? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Why don't you join him? The new deputy.
Here, this was Wuk Lamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the Vulture.
That was a fine little side story. That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Whew. Finally, it's over. I couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Sheshenewezi Springs. Will you be staying there long? I would like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there is no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. My bracelet. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It is a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wuk Lamat is blessed to have such devoted friends. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us more of long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond. Though I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Can't say I'm surprised the deputy chief turned out to be the bandits' leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make, with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. I would like you to meet my two best friends, Wikana and Liwine. If it wasn't for you believing in Sekoa and doing what you did, you would still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Sekoa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now, and lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the Dustwatch the slip, Daybreakers will be there. We'll train night and day so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Right, and you'll teach us how to draw your pistols so fast, won't you? Well, we don't need to duel if all goes as it should. But in the off chance it doesn't, we had best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that you have my word. Until we meet again. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there is any way I can be of assistance. What, are you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended. Didn't I tell you? No. You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? It must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. At any rate, if you want to know when service will resume, you could speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station is just over there.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tural at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
Okay. We'll help.
There they are. That's them, the two volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zapia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Yeah, I was gonna... wait, are there various... Okay.
Something the matter?
Yeah, I get it, I get it. Shards. Okay, little cool detail. Would you happen to be a fan of trolleys? It's nothing.
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber.
Timber?
We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan Plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
That's a cool little detail to remind everyone of the shards. Nice, nice. Though no small number live in Shaaloani, I must confess that I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Come, let's follow Walika. There's another station on the way, so be sure to drop in. The train will be in the depot, but you can still see it from the outside. I'm quite taken with the sleek design of the head and myself, though if you peek through the windows, you can probably catch a glimpse of... Enough jabbering, Shensa. Thanks to these two, we finally have some real work to do, so let's get to it. Speak of what? Well, see you later. I suppose there is no harm in stopping at the station. It's on the way, after all. I must confess, the train is an impressive sight. How easy it must be to ship goods throughout the wilds. Right. Mewanetsoan should be to the northeast of here. Let's continue on. Ah, there you are. The village is just up ahead. Truth be told, I've never had direct dealings with the people of Mewanetsoan, but I do know that their traditions mean a great deal to them, as does the land. Mewanetsoan. Ah, such lovely clean air. It feels like a treat after the overpowering ceruleum of Sheshenewezi Springs. The waters nearby are just as pristine. It's a paradise for people and animals both. I'm glad you appreciate the blessings of nature as we do. Cats. Ah, Hetsaro are cats. Yes, for a moment I thought they were bunnies. Okay. Greetings, travelers, and welcome. I am Huato, chief of Mewanetsoan, and this is my son, Shepeto. Shepeto. A pleasure to meet you. I thank you for the warm welcome and apologize for our sudden intrusion. I'm Walika, station master of Tural railing. The recent earthquake has damaged our tracks, and we require timber to make repairs. This is Sagasite and Erenville, who have volunteered to assist us with the restoration effort. Why? You have a most curious air about you, of oil and steel, tanned leather, and the faintest hint of pine, but not of the Turali sort. I gather you're not from these lands? I hail from Eorsia. I'm a traveler of the start. Both are accurate, but I hail from Eorsia. Truly, I would love to know more of you and the lands you have seen. I am told your people hold your traditions in the highest, yet I gather that you are curious about those of the others as well. But of course, nature is boundless, as is our love for her lands and her children. The Hetso, in particular, have done much to guide our way of life. Where to hunt, to gather, to lay our heads. The Hetso teaches all these things and more. It is for that reason, I believe, that we are attuned to the shifting winds around us. I see. That word, Hetso, it means leader of souls in the Hetsarro tongue, does it not? It does. There are many creatures revered as Hetso among the Hetsarro. Here we look to the Ronic for guidance. However, as you may have gleaned from our use of ether rites, while we are committed to our traditions, this does not mean we reject all outside influences. That said, there are certain things that give us pause. We will furnish you with the timber you require, but first, as neighbors in this land, we ask that you indulge us in a discussion. We would be glad to, of course. Wonderful. We do not often receive guests come such a long way, and my son is always so delighted to hear their tales. Now, if you'll follow me. But can I attune first? I will speak frankly. We fear the winds of change will soon bring misfortune to the land. The Ronic have made a potential for danger plain. As you may have heard, their temperament has become erratic of late. A stableman near Husatawi mentioned that. Do you know what has caused this? We have our suspicions. Since others were drawn to this land by ceruleum, Shaaloani has undergone a transformation. And the railroads are a part of that. As strong and resilient as they may seem, Ronic are sensitive creatures. The roar of the train as it thunders through the plains may well cause them distress. As my father said, we do not necessarily reject outside influences or innovations, but in this, we can't help but worry. Understandably, I thank you for being forthright. This matter concerns not only the Hetsarro, but all of Shaaloani. Perhaps we should bring it to the attention of Vau Koana. Vau Koana, you say? We know him only through rumors, but he is apparently... how shall I put this? Hard-headed and aloof. He values technological advancement and efficiency to the detriment of all else. Mind your tongue, Shepeto. You're right, actually. Well, there is a grain of truth to the rumors. He's not nearly as bad as they make him out to be. His journeys have changed him for the better. He's a bit awkward, so he tends to get misunderstood. He's a passionate man who cares for his people, like his sister. Is that so? That is certainly a side of him we weren't aware of. Sagasite fought beside Vau Koana in the Rite of Succession. I would take her word over rumors. You took part in the Rite of Succession? You're that close to the Dawn Servants? I was grateful for any help, but had no idea I had recruited a bona fide hero. Oh, you have no idea, man. The succession of Dawn Servants filled us with uncertainty for the future, but there is clearly much we do not know. On this particular occasion, winds of change are not meant to be feared. No, we must open our hearts and minds that we might see Vauquana for who he truly is. Vauquana. Do you think he might visit someday? Just as his father offered us guidance, I'm hopeful that he will do the same. Did they ever mention a reason why Gulul Jaja did not make any of the trials happen in the northern part of Tural? In Shak Tural? Thank you for hearing and allaying our concerns. I'm glad we could speak. As for your timber, we have freshly cut logs near the lake. Please, take all that you require. We are terribly grateful. I promise we'll keep the Ronek foremost in our minds as we continue working on the railroad. And if needs be, we'll seek Vauquana's counsel. Vauquana's counsel. Vow. My thanks again for your time and the timber. We shall endeavor to return the favor. I hope to see you again soon. How am I gonna carry all that wood? We have more than enough timber to fix the ties. Now we need to transport it to the station, which will be a bit more involved than I thought. I didn't expect we would be given so much. Mind waiting here a spell while I round up a few more hands and a Ronek. I won't be long. I'm glad that went well, and thankfully it seems we won't need to make several trips for the timber. While we wait, we could get started moving the timber somewhere more accessible. It shouldn't take long if we split the work. How am I going to... 2 minutes. I should think this will be enough. That was mighty kind of you to move all that lumber. Sorry we didn't make it back sooner. We'll see to the rest. Once we have repaired the tracks, we'll have you on the first train out of town. Ain't that right, Chief? As much as I would love to make it so, there aren't any spots available. You'll have to wait to the one after, I'm afraid, but you'll be riding free of charge. It's the least we can do to repay your kindness. That's fine. Namika and a few others were here long before we arrived. It's only right they go before us. I hope you'll stop by and see the train off. It's a breathtaking sight, let me tell you. And into week we will be driving. No engineer compares to her, and it's always a treat to watch her work. The only work we should be worried about is our own, Shensa, and we have still more to do. I'll find somewhere quiet near the station to pass the time. If there is anything else in Shaaloani you're keen to see, I'll leave you to it. Had your fill of the sights? Well, they appear to have almost finished. Ooh. Yeah, okay, yeah, cutscenes.
A glorious grand machine indeed. I hope Namika was able to secure a seat.
Here she comes!
Thanks to you, we managed to resume service much faster than anticipated. You have our gratitude.
There's nothing so enchanting as a cerulean-powered engine in motion.
Ain't that the truth? Don't think I'll ever tire of watching them chugging along. They make wagons look like toys.
And so long as we can lay the tracks, she can go on and on and on. Before you know it, she'll be crossing the entire continent.
Railroads are a somewhat recent addition to Tural. As it stands, we can only ferry folks as far as Shaaloani. And from an operational standpoint, we still have much to learn. There's always some problem or another to deal with. But we'll keep working at it. We'll hone our craft and continue expanding till one day, our trains are running coast to coast. That's the ultimate dream. Goodness, I completely lost track of time. By now, I expect the train will be nearing Shaaloani. When it returns, we'll see you on your way. So if you've got any preparations to make, you better make them quick.
Uh-oh.
Not another one!
You can't be serious.
And it's a big one. That's an earthquake.
Gods have mercy.
Okay.
What in the flying? What's happening?
Oh, the train! Nitobekwe and the others!
My home lies that way as well.
We're going to investigate. Right now!
It's that way. What the hell is that? Oh, the invasion begins. This is a veritable what the fuck moment. If we didn't... I don't know. What if they had kept it secret?
What in the world? Are they heading for Tuliolal?
Yes. We need to get back right away. We need to follow that airship. We're running all the way back. Oh crap, okay. They're in... Is this... Soranja's request?
You're here. Good, good. They came from the sky and attacked without any warning.
How do you stop that?
The people need our help.
How did you defeat that with your...
Can you stand?
Try to remain calm, everyone!
What the?
The
I don't know what they are, but they're not men.
or men in armor. Otherwise, what? What? Oh no, the old lady.
Someone help me, please!
No.
Bastard!
Why?
What did it just
What?
do?
What? Bakul Shasha.
Thank you.
Save the things. Just get to safety.
Shoo, kid, shoo, shoo, shoo.
I'll hold the line here. Fall back to the palace.
Quickly, before it's overrun.
Thank you, Bakul Jaja.
But what are they?
This is simply how I do things now. So, who wants to taste my blade next?
What are they doing? They bubble blue, no, orange. She's there. Who is she? Why? She doesn't look so happy. Oh no, Galul Chaja. Oh. Pero bakit What?
That you should still live.
Well, he's all decked in armor. He even has a focus horizon reference.
Zoralcha?
Yeah, Soralgia, the big problem from day one. Quana.
By the gods, what has happened to you?
How are you here? You were attacked.
This is your butchery, isn't it? After everything you've done in service to the throne, how could you betray us?
What? What do you mean, no?
My demand is simple. The dissolution of Tural and surrender of all its territories.
Anything else?
Refuse, and I will kill every last one of you.
Oh, I want to see you try.
Have you gone mad?
No, my ambition remains unchanged. To teach the masses the folly of war, that they cry out for peace, and thus unite the world.
What has changed you so much, and in so short a time? To harm the very people you swore to serve. This is an unforgivable deed committed by my son. My son!
Stop him. He has laser swords.
You have heard my ultimatum.
And you will have my answer. By my hands, I will end your madness.
Papa, wait! I should be the one to do this.
No. His sins are mine to bear.
Fear not. Ozoralja is strong. He has never been Father's equal in combat.
This is not gonna end well.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Why did he believe him long dead? Is he possessed? Don't just stand there.
Farewell, Soralja, my son. And forgive me.
He's gonna. Okay.
What? Despite his old age, the mighty Gulul Jaja remains a fearsome foe indeed. You retain the vitality of two souls, despite the passing of one. I shall even the odds.
Oh, what? No, stop him. Ah.
Papa?
Ah, I should have stopped them. What is...
Even the blessed are mortal.
Father!
Why is Kettenram here?
You are no match for me.
Murderer. On my honor, as vow of resolve, I'll make you pay!
Someone else attack. Let me at him.
Faint-hearted girl would live up to her title. Very well. If only to demonstrate the disparity between us, I give you a chance.
Shoot the thing.
Yourself. Rally the entirety of your strength. Lay siege to my kingdom. Strike me down, like I did father. Then, will you be his worthy successor?
Vulture, wait!
My warships will remain in your skies. When you fail to prove your worth, I shall order them to lay waste to Tuli Yolal. Choose your next steps wisely.
My kingdom? My what? What? What?
Enough. I am beyond saving.
Father, please. You can't give up.
Are you there, oh friend?
I'm right here. I'm right here. children.
What? I'm an old fossil like you. We've only got so many years left. But if that's what you want, it would be an honor.
You and I must go on another journey together someday.
Aye, you can count on it.
Wuk Lamat. Kona.
Yes, Papa.
The graves of the Yokwi. You saw them, yes? I always found their teachings comforting.
Please, Father, you must save your strength.
Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. Through you, my hopes survive. Through you, I live on. So do not mourn me. Walk tall and see our nation to a brighter future.
How did Ketenram get here? He was attacked by Sarelja. His stones were stolen, so Sarelja could. Soralja could enter the lost city. Why he was right next to Soralja, and he just stayed here. What? This doesn't fit. Why was he here? How did he get here next to Sarelja and do nothing? Right, so I... Thou Wuk Lamat, Thou Kwana, I bring word from the city. The enemy has withdrawn, and the Lance Guard have begun rendering aid to the people. Casualties within our ranks have hindered progress, but we continue to do all that we can. I thank you for the report. Please inform the Guard that they are to prioritize such efforts until further notice. The people, I need to help them. We will assist you in whatever way we can, of course. Thank you. Thank you. There are sure to be wounded everywhere, more than I could count. We'll split up and help all of them. You can't count on us. Alfino and Alice, could you take Bayside Bevy, and Krile and Erenville, the palace perimeter? As for Sagasite, please come to the Resplendent Quarter with me. We'll all meet back here afterwards. And the ships are in the sky. How do we fight that? Not even the Guardians have ships that advanced. And what were they doing? They killed people, then they suck 2 orbs from them? Why 2 orbs? My thanks, I'll be fine now. But we failed to protect the people. Why did so many have to die? Where were Val, Wuk Lamat, and Val Koana? They're not to blame, I understand, I do, but I need to clear my head. Thank you, miss. But my husband and son, they were... Thanks, I think I'm alright. Did you see them? Those soldiers? They look like people, but they killed and killed with no hesitation. If they attack us again, how can we hope to defend ourselves? Thank you. I thought I was done for. I heard something disturbing. The enemy leader, they say he looked like Soralja. But that can't be true, can it? Why would the First Promise attack his own people? But if it was him, what happens now? Is he going to come back? What do we do if he does? Thank you. The pain is better now, but I can't stop shaking. Where did they come from? Why did they attack us? And why are those things still in the sky? We had peace under Gulul Jaja. We were safe, but now... You have finished aiding the people here? Thank you. There were children among the wounded. Children? No, now isn't the time. There are still others who need help. Could you go and see how things are at Talon March? And afterwards, go and find Alice at Bayside Bevy. I have helped all those I could find, and seen them delivered into the Landsguard's care. As many casualties as there are, it would have been worse if the Landsguard hadn't fought as bravely as they did, and if Soralja actually meant to harm the people. I mean, look around. The buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he could strike whatever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. How is Lamachi? Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest, and soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to the Gorni Truklim sands.
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on. Come on. Take it. Please.
Lamachi. Lamachi!
How? die.
Look at me, Lamati. You need rest. You and her both. I will tend to this soul.
But my people... I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
I stood before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise. What good is a vow of resolve who cannot save her people?
We'll handle this together. You won't save your people by brooding.
You'll stick with me. Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do, rather than what I can't. We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokhui still longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believe that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There'll be no reasoning with him. He killed our people, our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
Together, but you will need an armor as good as his. And someone needs to shoot that focus out of him. I'm fine. Just need a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very leader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly. I struggle to make sense of it all. The estranged soldiers, those floating ships, the new powers Soralgia commands. Given everything he's done and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I cannot let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray. But I will make it my strength. The strength to do what I must. Right. I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Koana. Could you and the others join us in a while? However we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Alice I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. Oh, you're back. By that, I take it to mean Lamati's feeling better? She needs to be strong for the people of Tural, I understand that, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So if she intends to fight, then we fight together. That said, I wish I knew exactly what we're up against. It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automaton or magitech weapon I have ever seen. As far and wide as you have traveled, though, perhaps you have encountered something similar before? Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Soralja's new powers. In place of where eyes or a mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of his helm. From a distance, it appeared to be simple armor, but upon closer inspection, its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it is made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you have seen before. So, what do you think? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. Indeed, while it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? But it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made of, it's a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? We have, in the Sky Bleed Cenote. That palace is made of stone too. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate of the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Shaaloani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
By all means.
That's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Ishtola? And Graha?
Greetings, everyone.
And Ishtola. About time.
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest, but I gather circumstances are quite dire.
All is well in the Annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors. Thanks to Wuk Lamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting.
Oh?
What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Tural. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold.
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Tural nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past, and
it led to another reflection.
Excusez-moi? What?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter.
Okay, so if it's another reflection, it's the jump in technology is some of the civilizations in the reflections may surprise you. Okay. And just like there was a portal to the 13th in the 6.x series. Oh shit, okay. It's another reflection. It's not a simulation. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, fine. Okay.
I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Gulul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
Oh, okay. Echo. Gallo, okay.
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
Kinda.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns. They aren't Allegan, or Mahi, or Nemian. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
Mahi. I always said Machi. Mahi.
Seven hells! What did you do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
An earthquake? None of this has ever happened before.
A void gate? Nay, this is different.
Wait. Why?
Baby? Now hold on. Why would you...
Now what's this?
What is this? Who are you?
Though it never opened again. Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact, either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important, so Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Shaaloani and raised her as his own.
Then the child was...
Raya.
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
Yeah.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself.
Okay. So I was right that those were Krile's parents, but I never would have expected them to actually come from the portal to leave Krile and then go back. Why? Why abandon their children in a different reflection? How did they even create a portal to another reflection?
Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
You're from another reflection. Okay.
The forces that assailed Tuliolo. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Have to be.
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
That's the idea, yes. But...
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
But there was a voice from the other reflection that wanted to trade something with Zeralja. Zeralja wanted the world. What did their voice from the other side want?
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections, but what of my home? What's become of it?
Rip. We're going to find out. This looks like a job for the science of the seventh dawn. I should say this, but I just love the fact that it's referencing the science of the seventh dawn again. So the dome is like, is the dome like a mix of both realities, of both reflections, like, or a piece of that reflection brought into the source? Is that what the dome is?
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
You can say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Huh. Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do.
You know, that's a very good point. Not everyone knows about the reflections.
I have to put a stop to Zoroja and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliolol. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
What?
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too.
See his home.
I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
But you're still missing 3.
We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
Oh, that was a lot. A lot of really good stuff. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. It's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us? Sure. While you handle that, Erenville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Lance Guard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see to the resplendent quarter and Bayside Bevy, Alice and I will split the rest of the city between us. If Tural falls to the enemy, what will happen to us? To our homes, our farms, everything we have worked so hard to build? Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard the vow Wuk Lamat is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? You should still come, you moron. She has me. Really? The Dawn servants have a plan already. They have lost so much, yet they're prepared to carry on. And standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. Please, leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Gulul Jaja is slain, and yet Val Wuk Lamat and Val Koana still fight for our nation. For us. Very well, if they would speak, the least I can do is listen. Checking on everyone, are you? The city's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. Only by looking to the future can we overcome this crisis, and we'll all need to do our part. I have no doubt Bao Wuk Lamat and Bao Koana will share similar sentiments at their address. It's not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Tural, but where else is there to go? You look like the well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Tural is beyond the enemy's reach. What of the lands across the Salt? I know. Even if I ran, I know I would regret it in the end. I love Tural. This is my home, and I know the Dawn servants will give their lives to defend her. I will put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. I need to stock up on food and medicine as much as I can, and what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, miss, but I'm busy. Too much to do and too little time. There's no telling when those stone men will return. I have to get out of here, find somewhere safe. Bao Wuk Lamat wants to speak to us. Perhaps she has a plan then. I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Whew. Cleaning up is tiring work. You have been busy helping as well, I'm guessing. Right now it's tough for everyone, but Tural wants to come to this. With the new Dawn servants to protect and lead us, we'll get through it together. I can't leave now. What if those soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have so many questions. Me too. I see. It would put my mind at ease to learn something, anything of the threat we face. Alright then, I'll go to the Winged Walk. Thank you. I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn servants have to say. Oh, the wares are mostly intact. Glad tidings for my clients. Oh, sorry friend, but I have no time to spare. Bao Wuk Lamat and Bao Kuana will soon be giving a public address, and I have to finish taking inventory before then. Given the circumstances, it must be quite important. You'll want to be there as well. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I'll need to be ready. Bao Wuk Lamat and Bao Kuana mean well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we are to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy, so they are resolved to face this. Maybe it is too early to be thinking of running. All right, I'll go and hear their address. It looks like you have brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alice had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. My apologies for involving you all in Tural affairs. We are simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Tural, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Soralja and his army pose a threat not only to Tural, but to the Star as a whole. We will stand with you, to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you have had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Sagasite. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. And it begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. Their father raised them well. That he did. Oh, but Cool Jaja is there. He's safe.
Lamachi, are you all right?
Yes, don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor. And for a moment, we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Shaaloani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralsha torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zoralsha and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan. Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Tural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother. That makes two of us. Or was that? Two of me? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
We fight! We fight! We're Tuliolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolal!
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope. Together, let us show the enemy the might of Tuli Yolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation, each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliyola will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.